Chair.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Glendale Housing Authority meeting of April 14, 2009. May we have a roll call for the Housing Authority, please?
Authority members Draymond.
Here.
Mincy.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Yousefian.
Here. May we have your report, please?
Agenda for the April 14, 2009 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, April 9, 2009 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
As submitted. No objections. The minutes will be approved as submitted. What's next, please?
Next is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. And the matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for investigation and a report.
Okay, and with that, we'll go to Herbert Milano. Milano.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Herbert Milano. Chairman Yousefian, members of the Housing Authority and city staff. I want to take this moment to thank you again for this past year and your leadership in handling some of the issues of the Housing Authority. I'm particularly grateful for the effort that you put in trying to bring back or resurrect the quality of life indicators for the city of Glendale. I think it's an essential part of everything that a city government should do. Measure on a continual basis, year after year, the quality of life issues that a city faces. Oftentimes, when the city makes comparisons with regard to the number of employees, wages, and compensation, the city compares, against what other entities and cities and governments are doing. And yet, when it comes to quality of life indicators, we never necessarily compare with the city of Pasadena that has a full-time staff managing these issues of quality of life, or the city of Santa Monica that also does likewise. And I think and I hope that in the future this city would fund on a continual basis a staff that will be addressing the quality of life indicators for which all of your activities basically need to address. Next year is a special year because we have the census coming up. And I think it gives us an added sense of urgency for us to take advantage of that census, and perhaps we can compile some additional information that is pertinent to Glendale with regard to the state of the city. It is my hope that as this housing authority moves forward, that you truly consider having Laura Friedman head this particular, the housing authority, because I believe that the city needs to have someone who will truly pay attention to the social and family needs of the city of Glendale and its residents. If you were to take just a segment of the city of Glendale, let's take the area between Wilson and the 134 freeway, Glendale Avenue and Brand Boulevard. You have a microcosm of what this whole city is about. You have some streets which are completely single-family, Howard Street, single-family homes. You have a significant number of increasing multifamily housing that is putting significant pressures on the city. We have 3 churches. We have 2 supermarkets. We have 4 swimming pools, public swimming pools. You have to go there for membership only. We have 1 high school, 1 elementary school, but we have a significantly diminishing on-street parking. Significant. And we have not 1 square foot of parkland for about 10,000 residents. And I think that if the city were to take not a full study of everything that is under your purview, but 1 segment, and study it deeply, because I can tell you that if you were to drive on Durant Street today, you'll see a street that is under significant state of disrepair. And I don't mean minor, I mean significant state of disrepair. So the shortage of parkland, infrastructure in disrepair, the lack of facilities, for youth and families, in an area that is significantly constrained. And I think that we need measures that truly is indicative of how the city is doing, because at the end of the day, it's the quality of life that truly matters to all of us. So it is my hope that this housing authority will certainly keep in mind a yearly funding of a quality of life indicator staff, and it is my hope that Laura Freeman be selected, to head this agency or this board in the future. By the way, Mr. Yousefian, thank you very much for all you've done for us.
Thank you, Mr. Milano. That was my last card. All communications closed. What's next, please?
Next on the business agenda is 6A, Director of Community Development and Housing, regarding amendments to the affordable housing agreements for Vassar Lights and Glendale City Lights in support of development of two affordable multifamily rental housing projects to be located at 1814 Vassar Avenue and 3673 San Fernando Road. At A1 is a resolution authorizing execution of amendments to the affordable housing agreements between the Glendale Housing Authority and Vassar City Lights and Glendale City Lights.
Thank you. And with that, I'll go to Mr. Starbird.
I'll go to Madeline Blake. Madeline?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Housing Authority. In February 2009, the Housing Authority entered into an agreement with Vassar City Lights for the development of a 72-unit rental housing project. And in February 2008, the prior year, the Housing Authority entered into agreement with Glendale City Lights for the development of a 68-unit rental housing project. The developer for both of these is ADI. Advanced Development and Investment Incorporated. What you have before you today is a minor amendment to both of those agreements, as the agreements relate to solar rebates and tax credits that the project will be receiving as part of their energy efficiency development. And we have more detail. The agreement is attached for your information, and we'll be happy to answer any further questions.
Any questions? Hearing none, I have no speaker cards. Is there a motion?
I'll move 6A1. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Authority members Raymond,
Yes.
Mincy,
Yes.
Najarian,
Yes.
Brazilian,
Yes.
Montero,
Yes.
Weaver,
Aye.
Chairman Yusefian.
Aye. What's next, please?
Authority member or staff comments?
Any comments?
Yes, I would like to thank Mr. Yusefian for his great job as Housing Authority chairman this year. He's always had a very good interest in low-income housing. We've done a lot of things as a Housing Authority, and I'm going to miss you. You've done a very, very good job on this, and I thank you very much.
My pleasure. Mr. Draymond.
Well, let me just orchestrate right off of Mr. Mincy's comments. I agree. I think you've done an excellent job, Mr. Yusefian, with the Housing Authority this year. I think your chairmanship of the authority has made, well, we'll see in the future whether it has made it a more active body, especially publicly, and more accessible to the public. But certainly you've set a benchmark, and I, for one, especially appreciate it. And here's one of the reasons. I have noticed in the 2 years I've been here that, through all the different ups and downs of the work of council and the different agencies and boards and so on, the really good work, the really hard, good work has been coming through this agency, or this authority, I should say. The things that we vote on, the things that we've been able to put together, the affordable housing, and so on, are things that we can truly be proud of. And it was done without a lot of wrangling, without competing issues or competing desires coming forth from the authority members. It was just truly a desire to work together as a team and create. And I appreciate that tremendously. I think you've done a terrific job, and we will miss you. And as to the rest of my comments, I'll save till tonight's meeting. But thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Okay. I have some departing words as far as the chair of the authority is concerned. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank all of my authority member colleagues. It's often the chair that gets all the glory of all the achievements, but the reality is it takes 7 people to make decisions on this dais to get things done. One person cannot do this. And behind those 7 people, there are hundreds of people who work, and those are the staff. I personally like to thank Madeline Blake for working with me several times as chair and co-chair, vice chair of this agency for 8 years. Peter Zovak, which originally did not have as high of a rank, but he has risen up through the ranks, and I must say Peter has become an expert in a field that he works. Mr. Courtney, who is a newcomer to an extent to some of us, but nevertheless he has caught up with all the intricacies, and several other members of the housing department. Mr. Mayor, you were absolutely right. This organization does basically deal with people's needs. It's not just housing, it's about the homeless. It's about different agencies that we give money to through the CDBG to help and meet those needs. And we try very hard to be sensitive to those issues. And Mr. Milano, be assured, while I may not be here, the work on the quality of life indicators will continue, because I have the utmost confidence in Mr. Angle, known him for many years. When he came to the city, I met him in 1989 at Toll Middle School, and I have not been disappointed since then. He will make sure that it is happening. So with this, I will say thank you to all my colleagues and thank you to all staff, and thank you for having the opportunity to serve this organization. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. We're adjourned.
Okay. It's to be developed.